Well, hello folks, and good morning. Howdy, hello, hi. Let me turn those back on there. Gotta set that up to be turned off automatically. Good morning, everybody. It's once again myself, Ada. It's a pleasure to be here. We are at 10:54 a.m. on the east coast of Canada. It is Sunday, August 10th, as we can see on the lovely Pokemon Ranch view screen we've got here. We've got that me I made of myself in about 30 seconds, looking pretty funky. I don't think it's too accurate, but I haven't fixed it yet. We've got a look ahead in the bottom right corner of some Pokemon Emerald coming up soon. And looking out the window, it is sunny. It is kind of misty, foggy a little bit. It's like there's like a little bit of water in the air, you know, a little bit of moisture. Um, it is gonna be a hot as hell day, easily in the mid to early 30s Celsius wise. It is not gonna be pleasant in the slightest. I was out there watering the greenhouse earlier, and my goodness, just muggy, you know? It's not that comfortable. But it's a beautiful day. It's good for it's good for all the plants and whatnot to get some heat like this. Although we haven't had much rain lately, so we probably should get some rain before we get more heat. Like, oh, that's gonna be muggy as hell, though. Hey, what you gonna do? That's just nature. But anyways, welcome. This is Ada here on the channel Reifger. I need to change that. I'm thinking of changing that to just like it's just Ada, because that's what I always think of saying when someone asks me like what my name is. I've never really used Reifger as a proper, title or name myself. But welcome. It's me. Um, the vibe around here is that I program a bunch of stuff myself. That is my trade. Not that I get paid for at the moment, but I'm hoping to change that eventually. So everything you see on screen besides the games I've made myself. I've used JavaScript and HTML to make all these borders, which are emulating Pokemon aesthetics. I made the skull in the corner art-wise. I made a PNG tuber software myself as well to make it all bounce around like that. I have a lot of fun doing that. I like doing stuff myself from scratch. But you know what? That's enough preamble. We're getting going. We're gonna have a chill time today, I hope. And so I hope all y'all out there having a nice morning. You're enjoying your Sunday. You're keeping it chill. You're being restful. You're recuperating. You're being kind to yourself. And you're just here for a nice little chill time in Game Freak's Pokemon Emerald. And yeah, just... Oh, why not showing up? Oh, because the title slightly different. One second. Yeah, the title was slightly different. There we go. And everyone out there is curious. On the Wii, there was a Pokemon storage app kind of thing called Pokemon Ranch that also let them run around as little guys who are cute. And I'm very charmed by that. I like it a lot. Had it as a kid and really enjoyed it. So I hooked it up just for a little background sort of thing while we stream. But that's enough of that. There's video games to play. And there's also the dolphin emulator mute because I can hear all that in the background. Ah, wonderful. I gotta say, I've been very tempted lately to I feel like I have an issue of jumping ship on topics and interests very quickly. Probably ADHD kind of thing, just general brain. And my goodness, wanting to do an Ocarina of Time randomizer. Oh, so tempted. I probably will, but I know with how I do these streams, as you can see, I want all the decorations and whatnot. And honestly, that's the kind of feeling I want to hang out with somebody while I play that one and just chat about the game. If there's some solo ventures, I was like, yeah, I'll play this by myself. When I was playing RuneScape before they canceled the Pride event and stuff like that, it was like, I'll play this by myself. Pokemon's like a long form kind of chill thing. I mean, the thing with a lot of this is my favorite kind of thing to watch in the let's play people playing video game sphere. It is people hanging out together and playing the video games. I like that social aspect to it. Because it just seems like it's fun. That's the big thing about a lot of this stuff that I want to do is it just seems like they're having a lot of fun doing it. And I want that for myself. I want to be greedy. So I gotta get some stuff set up and all that for certain things I want to do. But in the meantime, we got good stuff. I got Dark Souls 2 to finish up as well. I'm in Garden Story. I want to go back to that ever and play some more of that. It was nice. I liked it. Emerald's gonna be a long form one. This one's gonna take a while. Actually, I had a bit of an energy dip this week because, you know, part of like getting the Pokemon Ranch stuff set up was this like huge venture into nostalgia, basically, of like looking back at like, you know, the specific software that I was really interested in as like a cool thing around Gen 4 when I was a kid. And that just started this like rabbit hole of, because ostensibly Pokemon Ranch is inaccessible media now. If you were trying to like properly and legally play it and access it, you can't. It's no longer sold. It is unsupported dead software. If you don't already own it physically, you have to just emulate it, which is what I'm doing here. And that is a very common pattern with Nintendo and the Pokemon franchise. Is there is so much orphaned and dead software that if you weren't there for the 2 years around the time the game came out, tough shit. And that bummed me out a lot. It was just like so much like of this like history around these games and stuff is just gone. It's missing. And it is in many ways inaccessible. It was like it loves to eat damp, composted soil in forests. If you enter a forest after a long rain, you can see many Shroomish feasting on composted soil. Shroomish. It's like a mushroom, right? I really want to try chicken of the woods sometime. It would taste good. Oh, we're done here. We can get back to Nosepass search. But yeah, I bummed myself out because I was looking at all this stuff and just like I was there for like Gen 4 release, and that's pretty much it. I was always kind of late comer for the other generations. So there's a ton of like Gen 5 stuff, that, like web browser support connections to the game, that is just dead in the water. You can't access that at all. And, you know, there's a part of me that's like always like very completionist about stuff. Like I really enjoy the entire process of something. You know, understanding how it works, knowing all of a thing, you know. Like I want to watch Turn A Gundam, and to do that, I am currently going through watching all of Gundam before it to like, you know, understand the social context of it and like fully get what it's doing. Because that's just, yeah, it just interests me to do that. I think that's the wrong berry, but oh well. And, you know, realizing that a lot of this stuff is gone, it's... Because there's an element of impermanency being part of the value of a thing, right? You know, like a live concert. You know, you're paying to be there in that moment when this thing is happening, and you can't, like, relive that. You can't revisit that. It's just not possible. I have to go in there. And so really realizing... Oh. Okay. That's effectively impossible. It was like really like disappointing. But also made me kind of think like, well, what is my expectation here? Because on one hand, like, the stewardship of a media property is an important thing to do, and I feel like Nintendo's failing to do that very much with a lot of this stuff. As well as, you know, it creates an artificial sense of scarcity and like fear of missing out on a lot of people, such that, you know, part of the appeal of playing the game on launch is getting the stuff that is going to just not be there. Like, if you want to complete the Pokédex in a lot of these games, you can't. So many Pokemon were like event specific. You had to like be at this place specifically or to like play the game during these 2 weeks in history. And if you weren't there for it, you have to cheat. There's no way to get them. You know, software to like, you know, if you wanted to kind of like take a Pokemon from, I think Generation 3 is there, so you could do this, and like bring it to the first game. Well, the 3DS software that bridged like generations 5 and 6, and onwards and whatnot, that's gone. And then the next one is... I think there's only one missing link now, but you might be able to emulate it. It's just all of a sudden just like... So much is just missing, you know? I'm looking for a Nosepass. Maybe we'll just see a bunch of guys I can beat up. So like, you know, in streaming this, I had a lot to think of just like, well, what's my goal here? Because part of it's like, you know, this return to nostalgia. And, you know, something that appeals to me is like presenting something in a way where others can see it the way I saw it. And just kind of like share what I feel is a very positive, fun experience of my life in this way of sharing a thing that I like. So, you know, something I'm very nostalgic about, it's like, oh, I want to like share this so other people can like also love and appreciate this thing. It's something that I feel like Chip Cheesem does really well in his Let's Plays, where it's not just him playing the game, it's him showing the game off in the best context possible for someone else to go, oh, I understand why this is loved. I understand why this is beloved. I see all of the good in this that you wanted to share, and like, you know, it's a very positive feeling. I like that a lot. Hey, there we go, headbutt. But realizing that, like, in some ways that wasn't gonna be possible. Because, you know, the stuff that doesn't exist. I mean, like, if I was gonna do, like, Ocarina of Time or something, I would do that as a randomizer. Because there is a way to play Ocarina of Time so that it does feel fresh and, like, forces exploration and isn't, like, the exact same experience. So you can't just go, like, so much of that game is the vibe that being forced to engage with all elements of the game and not just main progression, I think is such a wonderful way to play that game. God, I want to do a Majora's Mask run. Actually, it's funny. I have played a randomizer for Ocarina of Time. I have played... Is that a bug? Oh, that's just a bit of my headset coming off. I played Ocarina of Time a lot as a kid. I never played Majora's Mask except like in a hotel once for like a couple minutes. I've never beaten Ocarina of Time, even like normal or a randomizer. I have beaten Majora's Mask 100% though. Majora's Mask is an incredible game. Cannot recommend Majora's Mask enough to anyone out there. It's such an incredible gimmick, and the vibe is it's so good. It's such a good game. Like, especially if you come from like having played a lot of Ocarina of Time as a kid and you only heard about Majora's Mask, it really is like a game of nothing but Mew under the truck, but it's real like experience of like, because in some ways it's like a remix on Ocarina of Time in an incredible way, because it is like a lot of the same assets, like, you know, kind of reused with some new stuff thrown in there, and but obviously the game structure is completely different. God, it's so good. I really got to play that some point again. But anyways, no, I hate Supersonic. But yeah, it's like thinking about nostalgia and like what I'm trying to do with these streams, because some of it's just like, oh, I want to just like re-experience this fame and like let others see that too. And that kind of relies on people caring about you and what you think and feel, but I don't really have an audience, so, you know, it's kind of self-grandizing then. But it's like, if this is not going to be able to be the thing that I want it to be and that I think it's going to be, because it's not. Like, there's going to be a point in this game where, like, there's Pokemon I can't get, because just the event stuff, you know? Or like events, mystery gift stuff got released. I think more on Gen 4 is gonna be an issue. I mean, God, the fact that they never released the event for Arceus, so that without like going to an event and getting a like 2-week limited Pokemon, you could never get an Arceus. And on top of that, there is a event where if you can trade an Arceus back to Heart Gold Soul Silver, it does a super specific, incredibly fascinating thing that most people will never see. Like, it feels so disappointing to me if I was like a developer on that, of just never getting Like, knowing that you made this incredible, unique, weird thing that no one will ever get to see, basically. So I got bummed out in the last week thinking about nostalgia and thinking about, like, how much is just missing. Ah, you bastard. Um, from, like, media record keeping and stuff, you know? Please. Oh. Confusion makes the game take 5 times as long. Hey, you know how it's a 50-50 and you lose the 50-50 3 times in a row? Thank you. I could just run from the Zubats, but I'm leveling up my Zigzagoons. Hey. I got that pickup tactic going on. But yeah, so again, nostalgia. It's like, so what am I trying to do with this then? I like it's a matter of expectations too, because like a lot of revisiting old media is a matter and function of disappointment, because your expectations of it is going to be like what you've experienced when you were a kid, and it's not going to be that. It can't be that. Um, but there's still joy, you know? There's still joy to be had. There's still some nostalgia to collect on a little bit. There's still some amount of, now that I'm actually an adult with a working brain, how much more is there here that I never noticed? Because there is that kind of idea of like, there's nostalgia of like what you experienced and what you sensed, and then there's what was actually there, and that can also be wonderful. You know, there can also be a lot of beauty and like wonderment in just seeing what was actually there behind the veil of my young self who didn't understand how things worked yet. And also just being a different person, experiencing media from a different point in your life, there's also going to be like a different version of you that is going to see this stuff and just, you know, have a new novel reaction to it. Like trying to figure out a like subtle but dirty thing to put in for the motto for the people in Dewford. Now, that's not a function of maturing, but it's a function of just being older and being like, oh, I can think about things this way. I'm trying to avoid starting a sense of saying, but yeah, it's like call back to an earlier topic because I just do it so often. um, yeah, thinking about, I don't know, the interplay between fear of missing out, like the way in which making a customer, a consumer, know about exclusivity that's artificial and to exploit them that way is like, well, okay, I'm being manipulated. You gotta play the new Pokemon on launch because you want to see all the cool stuff. Because if you play it, 5, 10 years later, none of it's gonna be there. It's all gone. The website where you could put your Pokemon to sleep for Gen 5 and have them go on adventures and do all this stuff, like that's just, it's gone. And it being a website, there is no code. You downloaded nothing. There is no way to recreate that. Like, we can dump the data off of like the Pokewalker and put that onto like a new walking pedometer device or something like that, and like we can make that work. Like we can't emulate it virtually to make it talk to like all this stuff is like all these like communications and I mean from my programming context I'm thinking about like relationships between all of these independent parts that would work together to make the overall experience. It's so much of it's just missing. I'm just gonna switch straight over to this and get confused. So there's both that sense of missing a thing that doesn't exist, but also me questioning. Because I mean, it's tricky because like if a game just like, oh, we have this like exclusive time limited like collectible skin for your character or something, then it's like, well, exclusivity was meant to manipulate to drive people to buy it because it's not going to be there forever. So if they ever do release it as just like, you can just get this thing now at any time, it kind of undermines the original value that people bought it for, such that like people might not have bought it without that being the motivation justification for it before. But also it's like, people feel bad when they miss out on stuff, when they feel left out. And when you create this like artificial value of like the people who are better because they were there at the right time for something versus people who weren't there at the right time because they just didn't know about it, maybe, or, any reason. Also, people with financial instability who are like, because of the social thing they engage in, they feel pressure to have to like spend money that they can't afford at the moment for something so that they can like remain in the, it's a whole fucking thing. It's complicated. But there's a part of me that just wants to go like, I don't know, it's like, take a deep breath, meditate, go outside for a minute, just remember like, it doesn't matter. But then like, if I want to do this like, oh, I want to like play through all these games and like, see how I feel about all these experiences and like, as almost an academic feat of just like, what was all of this for so long? That's impossible. So like the part of me that wants to like experience and see everything and just like have the knowledge of, well, what exactly was this? How much was going on here? I want to know everything. You want to be like, you want to read all the books in the series, like that kind of thing. You want to watch the entire show, etc. That being made impossible. I mean, there's the record keeping side of things of just actual like games history being gone, which sucks a lot. The personal interest in how I engage with media being denied because it's not just like, oh, I don't get to have this character skin. It's this entire deep, complex system of mechanics is just gone and erased from the internet and from everything forever. Do you even have a fighting move yet? I don't want Louise to die. So it's tricky. Trying to kind of figure out what I want a theme to be and to make sure I contextualize my current experience with it in that sense. Because also, you think about nostalgia and you think like, well, it wasn't just a time and a place, it was like the people around you too. And so it's like, you really enjoyed this thing, but the main reason why was because you were doing it with someone else, and that person is gone. For a number of reasons. And then you just think like, well, if I ever do that, like, I can't do that again and get that enjoyment out of it. Because the enjoyment was the context. Like, nostalgia is a really tricky thing just because, when you want to return to these old things that you enjoyed, you have to remember, like, what was it you actually enjoyed about it specifically, and then, like, temper your expectations around that. And realize that's a huge bummer. Because it's like, oh yeah, like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like, they are really good games, but the main reason, I mean, as a kid, the Pokewalker, the novelty of that, the attachment to Pokemon Ranch, not that you can actually connect that, but you can connect it to Diamond and Pearl, and then but Pearl to, there's this whole context around it that, as a kid, was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And then older, I go back and play it again. I'm playing it with somebody else. And it's a great time because, like, we're both sharing, like, it's just, like, reciprocal, like, thing of one another's enjoyment, bouncing off each other to make it, like, incredible and amazing. And now, like, I have this, like, really positive feeling towards this game for all of these reasons. But if I play it again, like, you know, streaming it to nobody, just playing it, you know, while I watch YouTube or something in here, none of that's going to be there. None of that is going to be part of the experience for me anymore. Because, you know, streaming it to nobody, not having someone to talk to directly about, you know, stuff going on, or like, you know, not having the context of like the Pokewalker and like all, and like especially knowing that I wouldn't have the thing as well, it just dampens the entire experience and it makes it all just tricky. Never gonna get that fucking Abra. I already have two, but I want more. Nosepass, please. Does he only spawn deeper inside? Shit, maybe it only spawns deeper inside. It just says the cave. I don't think they have floor-specific spawns, do they? I mean, I can teleport back. I might as well just go down to the bottom level or something. At the same time, too, you know, slowly having this conversation with myself over the course of an hour. Me playing this, you know, the fact that I'm streaming this, it's supposed to be like a performance to an extent that's like enjoyable for people. Like, you know, it's all nostalgia. It's all like, oh, this was a wonderful thing back in the day, or like you don't really play like a Gen 3 Pokemon game for people who are like, I've never seen this before. What's up with this? At least for, you know, not having an audience. Maybe if you had people who like liked your style already, that could work. But I'm just gonna run from the Zubats now. Oh, they are higher level down here. Hey. Try again. Thank you. So yeah, a lot of stuff I do for the sense of presentation entertainment is like, you know, the visual display, the enhanced, like, you know, how I'm portraying this to other people. You know, making it fancier a little bit. Trying to make like fun little toys as well for like, you know, the narrator Dark Souls kind of pop-up fonts. And I'll wait a moment so that it can process that and like pop it up there, you know, you see that. That's fun. It's motivating to make stuff in that kind of way too, just seeing like what I can do. See how folks respond to it, you know. Putting up little like miniature, you know, raccoon trail cam sort of thing, but for Pokemon on the ranch. Hey, it's one of you. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a different spawn pool down here because I didn't see a single Sableye up top. You're a ghost. I'll fight you. So trying to find the interplay between something that I want to do, that I enjoy doing, and Pokemon's fun to play. It's a satisfying, you just kind of walk the treadmill, you know? That's also entertaining for someone to watch. In the sense of like, I've got the right energy. Like right now, this is not the right energy. I've just been thinking so much about like nostalgia and like, you know, lost media and all this stuff that I just have to talk about it. I mean, maybe someone would like, you know, from like video essay people would be like, oh, neat. Not that, I mean, I haven't organized my thoughts at all about this, so it's not a very good conversation I'm having with myself even. But yeah, so what makes this entertaining so people want to watch it? So just having the right vibe, positivity, you know, not trying just to smash or slam on a game constantly. Just still resist water, right? Now we're fine. Steel rock or something. Hey, there we go. Everyone has headbutts. That is a really good move to get. Ooh, double item. Thank you. Thank you. Like if I have to temper my expectations because it's not gonna be how I remember it, and I don't know, it's one of those like you have to kind of. I'm speaking so poorly right now. I'm not enunciating all. One second, let me drink some water. Let me get some sippy down. I'll try to catch it. Please. It'd be cool. Hey, it's cool. I'm gonna call you 4. And that's all my Gundam names are out. Rocks. Like, there are some older media properties that could absolutely be like a... In case you've never seen this before, like, check this fan out. Like, everyone knows about Kingdom Hearts, but a lot of people haven't actually played it, because it's, you know, Kingdom Hearts. And so there's a lot of just, like, what the fuck is this kind of stuff you can get out of that for its kind of, like, shock value, show value. Oh my god, so many Aberrus. Bounce. Let's make those go away real quick. But yeah, I think what I'm mindful of is that without an established audience of folks... Oh, my brain's going slow now. That water slowed me down. It's like, what's the appeal? Because, like, you know, part of the whole thing is just like, you know, you want people to show up, you want people to hang out. It's like, what's appealing to them if there's not, like, already a presence of, like, oh, like, personality, whatever kind of thing going on there. Like, there are people who I watch stuff over and it's like, I don't really care what they play, it's just like, I like how they talk and like how they engage with stuff. Please flinch. Oh, god damn, that's strong. If you can't tell, I have an issue where, I struggle to do a thing without understanding my motivation behind it completely. It gets in the way a lot, let me tell you. And so it's like, especially when it's something that's like asking for attention, because innately this is ultimately like, you know, a call for like, hey, look at me. Hey, look at what you see here and find something within it that you enjoy, that you appreciate, that you want to spend time with. You know, that with all the options in the world, and with your limited hours on this earth in your life, you want to spend some of it here with me. And like to just ask that at all as well is, you know, I think about that kind of thing. And that kind of exchange of like, well, if I'm gonna be like taking up time and space and attention, what is the thing that's given in return? Also, like, you know, on one hand, it's like to attract the attention as well as to like feel like I'm given something that folks value and appreciate, and like makes it like, you know, feel, I don't know, social anxiety, you know, that kind of stuff. That's a tag on the stream for a reason. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It was something. I try to be intentional with the things I do on here, just so that there's a bit of a sense of like, oh, this is neat, and like, you know, I feel good about it. Which is not, I think, all that special or unique, but... went first that time. I wonder why. Give me a Nosepass, please. Ugh. Is it only in that last room, maybe? Or is it like you have to break a rock, maybe? Well, we'll give it a bit longer. No! I went first last time. Please, 50-50 coin toss. Thank you. Actually, that's probably an insecurity thing too a little bit, because it's like if you're worried that like the personality and just like you on display is not enough for people, then it's like you want all these extra toys and facets around. Just about there's a backup of like, well, if I'm not interested, at least there's this stuff, you know? I mean, not to be too revealing about myself in a public space, but I'm just talking to myself anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe it is at the end. Oh, okay. Hi, Sableye. I think you have a slash, so it's not just gonna be Nightshade, but I'm just gonna run away if I can. Thank you. Let's go check deeper by going up. That's a great ball. Yeah, no, it's gonna be like a Gigadude or something. Makuhita. So anyways, navel gazing aside, I do really want to play Ocarina of Time again. Just like having replayed those, you know, on my own without like all the extra social context around it. God, they're such good games. Majora's Mask is just such an incredible experience. Like at my current time in life, I could see myself like playing an old Pokemon and then just being like, whatever, after like an hour or two. Just because it's so much time. That said, I started playing a Kairosoft game recently on my phone, so it's not like I'm that fresh about my time. Legit though, if you want like the good phone games and whatnot, go play the Kairosoft stuff. They are just the best for it. I mean, Dungeon Village 2, you know, if you just want like a game that is going to be good and interesting, like a simulation management kind of thing, there you go. Is a Nosepass back here, maybe? Oh, Aeron is. Okay, so we got a different spawn pool for sure. We can just run, actually. Looking for a Nosepass. Cause like, when a story has like a narrative thing going on too, and it's just like... I say that too often. I just say it's just like too often. Oratory skills, gotta work on those. When a game has like a strong narrative, like Pokemon is rarely going to make you really feel like playing the games, of course is what I mean. Like in Emerald, I like the feel of Wally over time. I do like that kind of like turnaround of like, you know, sickly young kid figures it out. I think that's a neat little like narrative in the game, but that's not really as like, I'm not gonna feel the way I do about like all of the sages in Ocarina of Time. Like basically all the people you meet as a kid, as an adult, die so that you can succeed and save the world. Like, there are some interesting, grim themes and vibes in Ocarina of Time when you approach it, like, realizing, like... Again, I say like too often. When you approach it and just realize what is kind of going on. It's just so good. I was even thinking if there wasn't like an alternate, I keep saying like an alternate script at some point where it wasn't so much that you save the day and then they become a sage, but you basically your presence there is ensuring that they like succeeded. Like if Link was not there, they would all in trying to protect their temples and all their protect people, all would have died and failed in what they were doing. Oop. Uh-oh. But your being there, in essence, is just to ensure that they die, but they succeed in what they were trying to do. There's a lot of melancholy in it. Especially when you're able to go back and forth in time, in like Ocarina of Time, and other people know that. It's interesting. Like the vibe that a game gives off is a fascinating thing to really dig into a little bit. And I think especially Majora's Mask is fascinating. That game is incredible for what it's doing, for what it's making you feel, for what it's trying to talk about, especially. Oh. Is this not where Nosepass is? I assume I can get Nosepass now. Maybe I can't. I'll give it a bit longer, and then I'll go continue on and get back here eventually. No, not Makihita. He can punch. No punch to Raccoon. I've been on a real nostalgia kick lately for like looking at a bunch of old ROMs for games, thinking about like Paper Mario and Pokemon and Zelda and all those. Yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just got thoughts in my head I'm trying to get out. Hey, there we go. I'm gonna try going back down to floor 3. Because it seems like Nosepass... Well, one more and I'll see. Yeah, I feel like Nosepass is not in here. Nah. I haven't seen an Abra yet, so the spawn pool's a little bit fucky. Am I faster than you? No. Maybe teleport is priority. Okay, one more. And then we'll pop back down to the lower floors. Ugh. Whew. What do you mean I can't escape? I guess what I'm thinking is, how do I make this feel different? How do I make this feel new? For myself and like, how do I represent a thing that I understand very well and have a lot of experience with? I'm just gonna run from this, I don't want to deal with it. Thank you. I'm probably just overthinking stuff. I do that a lot. This weird sense of needing to... I mean, there's definitely a sense of like perfectionism, needing everything like just right. So figuring out like what's the best way to show this thing so that folks enjoy it, feel good about it. I add some kind of value to their day. Honestly, these Pokemon streams are very self-reflective. Something about this just makes me go like, think a lot about like my history and past, how these games exist, like intent and motivation for trying to even exist and do this kind of thing. It's funky. Can I headbutt you, or just gonna... If you confuse me, I'm just gonna run. Otherwise... Nope. I'm running. Give me a Nosepass, please. No. Not you. Can you not run away from Abras? Well, after a bunch of me talking bullshit, I gotta use the bathroom. So allow me to make sure this loads in properly. Because it takes about 5 seconds for some reason nowadays for my borders to load. Boop. And I'll be right back, folks. Y'all be groovy, y'all be good. Hello. I am returned. Studio mode. Okay, we're good. We continue the search for Nosepass as I get my shawl on and put on a blanket and get maximum cozy mode. Yeah, so I don't know why I'm so prone to self-reflection. Other stuff, though. Well, I also don't read the news or social media. So is there anything I know about I can talk about? I mean, people aren't aware. Kairosoft, I think they've been making games since like the late 90s or something, and they've been like porting them to like mobile and stuff over time. I think late 90s. Really interesting run of games. Like, it is... Like, Dungeon and Village 2 is this perfect blend of things that appeals to me greatly. It's a management game. You know, you have all these little guys. Like, what you do is you build the town, and, you know, you manage the town, and that will attract people who will come and do adventuring and fighting for you to kill the monsters, which produces money and, you know, value and stuff like that. And that kind of, like, RPG, but you don't play the RPG part, you play the town manager part. I love that shit. That's so good. Like, it is an idle game, except you actively play a component that is benefiting a part that you don't engage in. Because, like, an idle game is sometimes, like, the entire thing is automated, especially, like, gacha idle games and stuff, where it's just, like, they will automatically, like, make team composition and fight for you. And that sucks. I don't like those. They're very boring. I played the Gundam one for a little bit, and just, it was not great. Kept spoiling Gundam, too. I didn't want to see spoilers. But a game where, like, you have an active gameplay structure, and then, like, an observed reaction and context out of it. I don't know, it's what I want. Because basically, you're making the ant farm, and then you get to watch the ants do their thing afterwards. And I like that structure a lot. And a lot of Kairosoft games are that kind of thing. You know, it's town management, city management, all that sort of stuff. So you kind of just, you give people an environment in which they will engage however they see fit. So it's not just, you know, directly, you know, you don't have to micromanage like 30 little guys' little actions and stuff like that, and then like do all these RPG fights that are like repetitive. It's just a part that to me actually is super interesting and engaging. And I love that. It's kind of like what Fallout Shelter sort of was, but Fallout Shelter just had so little depth to it. Fallout Shelter doesn't have a game past like an hour of it, because it's just everything you do is to get character costumes or weapons so that you can just do missions more. There's not like a core goal you're really trying to hit that then has all these things to motivate towards it. And there's nothing I'm curious about either in that game of like, well, at least if I keep doing this, I'll learn about these things or collect this stuff. It's like, oh, it's not really anything there. I'm just gonna run. We'll give this a little bit longer before we just assume Nosepass is like not accessible at this point. Because Nosepass might just be like up behind a place somewhere and I just won't be able to find it. It's weird. Dewford's a strange little town. It has a fighting type gym. And then all of the like nearby guys you can get, none of them help you against fighting. Like, I guess Viridian's rare Pokemon was like Pikachu before the Rock Gym, but then you get to Cerulean after that, and that would be useful. And it was eventually kind of a return on that time investment. Yeah, the most rare guy to get here is a Nosepass, who is completely useless in a fighting type gym. So what's the point? I guess Sableye might be good, but they're not that rare though. Although Ghost can't hurt fighting. Actually, I wonder if Sableye can sweep that gym if anyone can even touch it. I don't know. Anyways, Dewford's a weird place. They all talk about give me Silky or something. That's just strange. Okay, Sableye. You want to fight that bad? I don't. I do not want to fight that bad. fuck off, man. We're in Sableye Junction, shit. But what I'm playing right now is like a... It's a blend, actually. Like, it's a bit more, like, a little more active. Kind of. I mean, what I enjoy about the Kairosoft stuff generally is, like, I don't have to do a million identical RPG battles. I just have to give some guys some stuff and send them on their way. And and they will still level up. They will do job swapping, so the whole Final Fantasy Tactics thing of like having a guy go for every single job to get abilities and stats. I love that shit. And I get to do that, so I'm very happy. And we run now. We should make some more Miis for the ranch. Maybe I'll do a thing where people who watch I can turn into Miis or something. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas for stuff that needs audience engagement, and there's no audience. Oh well. At least this lets me talk to myself and get thoughts out of my head over the course of a couple hours. Because my goodness. I've been thinking. Not my accuracy. Oh. No. Okay, Jules. It's a 10% chance to miss, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I might just pass on then, get out of here, move on to the next place. We spent long enough. I will allow one more encounter to happen. One more. Nope, we're out of here. I will assume Nosepass is deeper inside, and when I get that bike, I will come back here and check it out. Allegra. What do you mean I can't use that here? Oh no, do I have an escape? Yes, I have like 10 escape ropes, we're fine. Boop. And now I teleport. Why can't you teleport from underground? Allegra, do you need like a Wi-Fi signal to be able to do that? Oh, that's actually really... I just realized something. In Gen 1, you don't get the Abra until Cerulean, and that's where you have the like one-way drop-off from the Rock Cave to get back to Pewter. So you can't have a teleport Pokemon to go to Cerulean, not go to the Poke Center, and then like trace back via Actually, no, you could. No, you could do that. You could totally, if you never used the Poke Center in Cerulean, and you got past Nugget Bridge, and you caught an Abra there, and you managed to again never have to use the Poke Center, then you could teleport back to Pewter, and not have the one. Why would you though? You know, there's no point to doing that, but you could. Okay, folks. We are done looking for this guy. We'll find him later. I am going to living dex this as best I can, because that's what I like to do in these games. But I will wait until we have better options and 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to do other stuff, so I don't just keep talking about whatever, because I'm just very deep in my own brain for talking about stuff right now. How are we doing on the, Yeah, we're doing pretty good actually, aren't we? I'm gonna have to make a second game. Oh, does this let me do trading between ROMs? Game pack sensor, make portable. Game state views. Ooh, wait a minute. I'll have to see. Connect Dolphin. Oh, okay. If I finish the game entirely, and I get the National Dex, then I could use the GameCube Ruby Sapphire Pokemon Storage Thing to trade there, and then I could play. Hey, there's a fun thing you can do. For the GameCube, they had a Pokemon storage device. You know, Pokemon Stadium was that for N64. For GameCube, it was the Ruby Sapphire one. Um, and the Ruby Sapphire one, if you have your Game Boy Advance with the game in it, and you connect that and plug it in to your GameCube, you know, you can transfer stuff from your game to the box. You can also just play Pokemon on the GameCube directly. You know, you don't have to have like that attachment underneath the GameCube with the discs that's special and whatnot, which I had that as a kid, and I wish I hadn't lost that disc. Um, but the thing is, the way it works for the Ruby Sapphire thing is that those games are just on the disc. Like, that disc comes with the ROMs for Ruby and Sapphire. Um, so, Gen 3, you can't do that with Emerald. You can't do it with Fire Red and Leaf Green, either. I think you can transfer to it, though. But I think that, yeah, they just, like, released that before Emerald was out. Well, no, there was support for it. They did something to make sure it could work, but they didn't have the ROM on there. They probably didn't finish Emerald before it came out, is the main thing. Oh, they also didn't sell it in the West, you know, America, Canada. They did not actually sell that. I think it was a giveaway at the Poke Center thing in New York. They sold it in Europe and Japan, but for some reason they just didn't sell. Again, access and lost media issues. Just like, why is it like this? It's so weird. I just don't get it. Also, like, right now, especially, like, if you did something like that now, we can patch things, so we could actually, like, fix this and make it better and, like, improve stuff a little bit. And instead they just discontinue things instead of, like, making them, like, work with future platforms and stuff. Ahoy! We've made land in Slateport. I suppose you're going to visit Captain Sternander with the Devon goods? Yeah, I am gonna do that, man. You wanna fight me? That sandcastle's taking a long time to make. You can have this. Thank you. We're gonna get all the sand from the beach and make a big castle. And then we're gonna be a king and queen. We'll let you be a servant, though. You can bring us our drinks. I've laid anchor on ports around the world, but Slateport's the best. How good's a headbutt against you? Everyone fucking knows Supersonic. That's pretty good. Not my physical attack. Aw, beans. Oh, not my physical attack. Aw, beans. Not my okay, we're good. Not my confusion. I gotta get back to watching ZZ Gundam, though. It got good again. I need to finish it. It's subtitled, though, so I have to, like, actually pay attention. It's good, though. Starts kind of rough, but it finds its footing. Goddamn, is that a good show when it gets going. You're the best. I can't swim, so I'm pretending to swim. This is Ada's child voice. I kind of try to like do a lot of the W sounds and like wound it out. And also, you kind of just do this lilting thing where you never really stop having the tone go, and you leave it stretch out like a lawn kind of thing. So you kind of just keep talking and talking and talking. But it's more like talking and talking and talking because you need to not quite have control of your vowels. It's just gonna be a slug out. Flinch. With a head that can make God flinch. Stewie, the Zigzagoon. I thought so. I didn't think we could win. Actually, I had a fun time doing D&D once where I played a, like, orphan girl paladin for a Christmas Carol kind of inspired, seasonal one-shot. I'm thirsty. I could go for a soda pop at the seashore house. And my character, like, orphan girl paladin would just talk like that the whole time. And that was very fun. Hey, Zigzagoon! Same hat! Not my defense! Uh-oh. Ooh, when I'm done here, I'm gonna make some fantastic leftover chicken and rice. Yeah, you want a good recipe that's easy and makes lots of leftovers? Get yourself a 9x13 pan. Melt some butter. Okay. Put some butter in there. Chop up an onion. Chop up some garlic. I like to do some red peppers chopped up small alongside some mushrooms. Though honestly, you want to probably pan fry your mushrooms first, get them small and crispy, and then add them in there because they just don't cook properly this way. And then you stick that in the oven. You let the butter melt. You let the butter melt. You let all of your onions and your garlic get aromatic and nice. You pull that out, chuck some rice on there, get some chicken thighs, bone in, skin on. You want that for this one. Spice them up. Basically just thyme, paprika, salt, pepper, the usual kind of stuff like that. I like some crushed red pepper flakes too. It adds some like heat to it, but up to you. Oh. And then put a cover on that. Aluminum foil. In the oven half an hour, 350. Pull it out. Remove the foil. Pop it back in there 20 minutes. Pull it out. Flip all your chicken thighs over. Back in for a couple minutes. Pull it back out. Flip the chicken thighs over again. Back in there. Back. Maybe at 15 minutes. You do that the first time. And then you put them back on top at the end there. And wait until it gets good and crispy. Like the fat and the oil from the chicken gets down. Oh, sorry. Put the chicken in the pan. And once you spice it up, you put some chicken stock and water in there too. You know, you want to be able to have the rice get hydrated properly. Will you have another match with me when I'm not all thirsty? Tuber Ricky. I'm getting famished. My inner tube looks like a giant donut. It does! He's so right when he said that. Yeah, you just get such amazing, like, the rice absorbs, like, the oil and the fat from the chicken, the skin gets nice and crispy, you get, like, this, it's just amazing. It's one of my favorite meals to make. Yo, Twainers, whether you're hot to trot or cool cat or not, chill at my papa's spot. I got a curtain to put up in front of the door to help mask sound I make, and I do gotta do that when I'm doing weird voices. One of these days I'll get around to putting that up finally. I mean, I got it yesterday, so it's not been that long. I heard the spot is hot to trot. Hold on, I gotta beat this kid in the corner first. Oh no! I'm gonna show you how great my Pokemon are, but don't cry. Tuber Simon. Something about that made me think of Sonic Adventure 2. I look forward to playing those games again. God, I have heard some people say how bad those games are, and it's nostalgia, but also, when I replay those games, they're still really good. What really appeals to me is just novelty, to an extent, and it's like, no one else made games that felt like this, that had the polish and the depth, even in how messy they are. There's still so much going on there. Yeah, let's get someone else in here for a minute to get some experience on them too. Like, Sonic Adventure 2, legitimately, great game. Sonic Adventure 1, way chunkier, way rougher on the edges. Still really good though. Maybe you had to be there as a kid, but there's just something about them. It's charming as hell, it's very unique, it's fun, there's Chow. I love the Chow Gardens in this. Can I get a flinch, please? Waiter, 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 can I get a flinch, please? Please? Hey, that's a special attack. Do you just fucking crit twice in one battle? Hey, Meryl. Meryl. It's a bit much. There we go, we Gucci. I should play some more new stuff, but also new games are... It's a matter of polish, you know? How much polish, how much thought, how detailed was this, how much love was put into it. So I gotta play indie stuff. I gotta look more into the indie scene, get my itch.io thing working again, look up some games. Although a lot of those are... I need to find a better way to filter on itch, because a lot of it is just like... Boring battles aren't worth the effort. Fiery, hot battles are what toughen up trainers and Pokemon. I was looking through it recently, looking at like good games on there, and a lot of it is just... I mean, I'm sure the horror genre is like... I'm still gonna say it's horror slop, because that's just the vibe I get. I don't know. I think that's an overdone genre at the moment in games. Well, you're confused. We're gonna pop you out for someone else real quick. Louie! Like, a lot of it is, like, one-page RPGs for tabletop, visual novels for queer stuff, which I dig, horror games, and that feels like 80% of it, honestly. So it's hard to kind of filter through just to find, like, indies with, like, mechanics in them, you know? Like, there was one that was almost just like an evolution simulator, kind of like a small island where, like, you would just kind of introduce elements of it, like, the genes of little monster guys would, like, change and develop over time and whatnot. That looked really cool and interesting to me. I'm the owner of the Seashore House, but you can call me Mr. C. What I love above all is to see hot Pokemon battles. Let me see that your heart burns hot. If you can defeat all the trainers here, I'll reward your efforts. If you're looking for a battle in the Seashore House, you'll find no hotter trainer than me, matey. But yeah, I just need to find a way to, like, negative filter stuff out. Because usually the filter's like, you need these traits to be shown. I have not seen on itch.io how to make it be, I don't want to see these. Especially horror fans where it's like, yeah, I don't want to see, like, a gruesome cover art for your game, but I'm trying just to find, like, whatever. What I want the games that are just inspired by, like Hamtar Ham Ham Heartbreak on the Game Boy Advance. One of my favorite adventure games, honestly. I think it's a very interesting little thing. And I want to see the games that are, like, inspired by that, and not 2D Silent Hill number 87. I don't like horror very much in general, so I can't... I have a lot of respect for horror fans when they're good, but a lot of it's very bad. I just can't. Also, I don't like being scared. No! Those supersonics. There we go. Thank you. Because it's like, what, 70% chance to land, and then once it's active, 50% chance to make you hurt yourself or whatever? Like, chop. Yeah, like, the elements of, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 that were horror, I thought were very interesting. I think, like, dipping into horror a little bit, I think can be very cool. But I generally don't want to experience those kinds of games. I don't know. It's not my vibe. I don't like bad things happening to people. Which makes it hard to enjoy that genre. as I was like watching movies, like I cannot watch horror movies either. Again, like I can like really respect like what Nope is doing, for example, or Get Out, you know, those kinds of movies. The Thing as well, I think is interesting for what it's doing, just like isolation and like, you know, distance between people, isolated environment, like all that kind of stuff. I fucking don't want to watch it though. Please. Thank you, Allegra. Thank you, Allegra. Dwayne, that was a hot battle. I guess that lost, matey. Here's $800. Cheapskate. You know, in a sense, because it's yen, right? That's like $3.50. That's not. I don't know. It's like if I was gonna spend all day helping a friend move, and they were like, "Hey, here's $8. Thanks for the help." I was like, I don't even want you to pay me. I'd rather not be paid than be paid like super under rate. You're scorching hot. Those battles blazed. Wait, no, what's I'm doing for that? I'm more than just satisfied. As thanks for showing me your hot streak, I want you to take these. It's half a dozen bottles of soda pop. Hey. My brother's a dentist. You should go see him later. Anyone else? I do not give your dog a Diet Coke, people. Please. You want Coke? I'll give you a soda. How are we doing on Pokemon right now? Let's get Louie in there. We got the backups of the guys who actually like can do stuff. Battle with me? Sure, buddy. These fucking guys, they're fucking supersonic. Oof! Shit, that actually hurt. Let's get you out of there. I do enjoy playing this game as 4 Zigzagoons in a coat. It's a good time. No. Shit. That's like double growl, I think. Not half damage. You know, Wingle, this doesn't... As soon as I switch out to someone else, the status effect is wiped. Like, that's why it's only really valuable to me to do a sharply raises or harshly lowers or whatever. You can just switch them out. I was like, I'm usually stronger than this. I'm just seasick as a dog. I'm a sailor, but... Oh god. Bad noises to make on stream. Oh, really? Oh, that's how it works. Stewie is out of their thing. Yeah, we'll just have Allegra go front then. Excuse me. What's that raccoon doing here? The water around these parts is clean, but I get my zigzagoon to pick up litter from the shoreline at times. Dirty water becomes rain and joins our rivers which we drink from. If we pollute the sea, it all comes back to haunt us eventually. Oh yeah, this game has like a lot of like ecological narratives and themes. Right, I forgot about that. Ta-da! See? My inner tube's round. Do you see? It's Chandler! Where's Joey? Is Monica here? Those are my 2 characters I know from that show. Oof! Yeah, most of those, like, because I just, like, do a lot of like phone mobile game stuff. I'd never give them money though, as much as I can, just because it's usually. I mean, at this point, I should probably give Obelisk Miner some money. That one's been good for a couple months now. Um, but also, I kind of just like if it could be like a one-time like, thank you, here's some money, but don't give me anything. Because part of the appeal was like playing those games without it. Oh, too bad. But I am more aware of like what the current games are for mobile. Although it's so much of it's trash though. It's such a bad environment. Doesn't that beach umbrella look like a giant flower? Um, like there's a handful of gems. Basically the Kairosoft library, that's gonna be decent. Obelisk Miner. A couple of those like idle miner games generally perform pretty decently. But so much of it is trash. You might have made me not willing to punch you because you're cute, but that's nothing for my psionic powers. Anyways, just trying to say, I should try to keep more aware of the current games out there. Especially for indie stuff that's new, because I think that's where interesting stuff is happening right now, generally speak. I don't know, I just don't really care about companies. And they keep doing bad shit. I don't want to think about them. Mommy! Me? I'm here every day. Tuber Lola. If you look at the beach from the sky, it looks like a big flower garden. I don't know how I would do that though. I had a drone take a picture from above. I think that's the beach cleared out? Yes. Yes? Yes. Yes? Yes. Yes? Yes. Slateport City. A city of industry. We make the boats. Welcome. Ah! Whenever I visit here, I get carried away and buy too much. Got me at the farmer's market. Love those places. Oh, your faults. You have to go for it a little harder. If you do, I'll give your Pokemon something nice. I am the Energy Guru. I'll go for it and sell you what you need. Go for it. Shopping where you can breathe the scent of the ocean. Slateport is such a wonderful place, except at low tide when it smells like so much rotting detritus. Oh, look at this. The seaweed you can get around these parts is fresh and full of life. Why, it looks like it can even rear up and attack. Is there a... No, they didn't do a Pokemon yet that could do seaweed stuff. Do you know his TM secret power? How group, we love the TM secret power. One of our members will give it to you. Come back and show me if you get it. We'll accept you as a member and sell you good stuff in secrecy. Oh, secret society. I can buy that. If a wild Pokemon gets hurt, it heals itself by chewing on berries. Did you know that? Somebody saw that and got the idea of making medicine from berries. Did you know that? To turn berries into medicine, they must be crushed into powder. Did you know that? You seem to have an interest in berries. I've got something good for someone like you. Powder jar. I recently had machines installed at Pokemon centers for crushing berries. The berry crush machines are at the direct corner upstairs. Did you know? Could you make berry powder for me using those machines? I can make you all sorts of medicines if you bring me lots of berry powder. Oh, fun! God, imagine getting like 5 of your friends together, connect up your GBA cables just for berry crushing. Ugh. The good old days. Any Pokemon you get in a trade, you can't change its nickname. The original trainer's love for that Pokemon is in the nickname. Oh, hi, Treacherous Squation PD, whatever the fuck. Goodbye. I really gotta ban the word stream boo. I'm getting tired of seeing that one. I might close up soon. We got to Slateport. I'll look around for a little bit though. Pokemon Fan Club. Ahem. I'm the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. Being the chairman, I am naturally the most important. No one can best me when it comes to raising Pokemon. No one. Well, let me tell you about Pokemon contests. They're events where one can show off Pokemon for the world to see. However, they're held in far-off towns, so I cannot participate often enough. That is why we gather here to show off our Pokemon and have others show us theirs. In the original Ruby Sapphire, did only one copy get the contest and the other one got the battle thing? Or they just like changed the location for those? Do Pokemon enjoy having items used on them? Mine acted really happy when I gave it some protein. I love seeing Pokemon that love their trainers. Pokemon are very sensitive to the feelings of their trainers. If you treat your Pokemon with love and care, they'll love you back. When your Pokemon grows to love you, please come show me. I can tell you if they love you or not, no one else can. If you keep letting a Pokemon faint in battle, it will come to resent it. Soon it will become less trusting of the trainer. In other words, it certainly won't like you very much. Wow! It's plain to see that you lavish your love on your Ralts. Okay, it's named Allegra. Can I ask you a favor? I'm a TV reporter and I'm running a survey on Pokemon. Would you be willing to answer a few simple questions for me? Yeah. Great, thank you. Okay, here goes. I just need quick answers, okay? Don't think about it. What year is it? 2008? Okay. Your Ralt is cared for lovingly. If you were to liken it to something that you like, what would it be? Ralts is like... Well, liken it to something that I like. I don't think they're gonna have this word. No. I doubt they're gonna have ward. Let's go for child if they have it. I mean, it's gonna sound weird, but it's like Ralts feels like a little kid who's awkward and trying to like learn about themselves, and you're taking care of them. Like Ralts has that kind of like narrative to me. Eventually, they're gonna like find themselves and discover it, and like grow into Gardevoir and be like very elegant. But right now, they're like an awkward little kid. And that's the vibe. But I don't wanna. It's gonna sound weird to be like, what do you like? I'm not gonna say child. It's weird. Growth? Do we have growth in here? No. Wait, isn't there a, there was for sure... Maybe guts... sound right. Potential? Do we got potential in this vein? Popular, praise, power, no. Promise! Okay, that makes sense. The next question might be a little on the tough side. Here goes. What do Pokemon mean to you? They don't have everything? It means excess. It means capitalistic decline. I see. Okay, thanks for helping me out. It was fun and enlightening to chat with you. It's possible that our interview will end up on TV. Tune in and check. Okay, that's all. Bye-bye. I didn't have a camera crew, but okay. It's actually for my podcast. Heh, my Pokemon totally rules. It's cool of an indie Pokemon. I was lipping off of a swagger in my step like that when the chairman chewed me out. That's a swagger out of my step. If you like, I'll teach you to move swagger to any Pokemon of yours. That's harsh increased attack, be confused, I think. I don't want that. If you want to change your Pokemon's nickname, you'll have to get the name trainer to help you. Hello, I'm the name rater. I'm the fortune teller of names. I shall be pleased to rate your Pokemon's nickname. I will critique Zigzaggin. Zigzaggin, is it? That is quite a fine name you bestowed. But, what say you if I were to such a slightly better name? No. I see. I'm gonna rate your name and also tell you how it could be better. Nah, man. Whoa! I'm gonna compete in the Battle 10 too! Before I need to catch some Pokemon. Ugh. No. What we got in the mark here? Yeah, I need to get some food. A great ball is about running a Pokeball catching Pokemon. This, you're able to catch that elusive Pokemon. The market does have some interesting merchandise, but there are some items you can only get at a Pokemart. Welcome. Hey, it's time. Oh, you don't get Premier Balls for a bat. Shit. Oh, well. Well, I think that's a good spot. Almost 2 hours, hour 40 minutes. Go get some food in a moment. Oh, they're all lined up to go to the museum. Where the water is clean, the fruits of bountiful harvest gather. And where people gather, a market soon starts. That is how a town is born and grows. Recently, a battle tent was built in Slateport. Gyms are fun, but the battle tent's awesome in its own way. You should go find tough Pokemon for the battle tent. My Pokemon has a hasty nature. It has higher speed compared to other Pokemon. Maybe their nature has something to do with the stat gains of Pokemon. You're a trainer, aren't you? Since you came to Slateport City, you must be going to the battle tent. Not really. I don't know, I wasn't really into the battle tent. I think it just took too long and, like, it's a fair fight. If you know what they did with the old ships that become too quicker to sail, they sink them in the sea so they can become habitats for Pokemon. Much like the Titanic. Well, there's a lighthouse reaches dozens of miles away. I wonder if it doesn't startle Pokemon in the sea. Wait, where is the Poké Center? Did I pass it? No, where is it? Oh, I'm sleepy now too. Shit, there we go. We made it. I trade Pokemon with my friends. If a traded Pokemon is holding an item, it makes me twice as happy. Yeah, not having the random trade like GTS stuff does make me kind of sad for these games because it's so much fun just like do random swaps. Want a tip for battling? I'd say it's raising different kinds of Pokemon in a balanced manner. It's no good to make just one Pokemon strong. If it has a type disadvantage, it might not stand a chance. That's why I raised 2 Pokemon to be strong. Anything in here to do? I don't think so. Yeah. Well, we caught 1 new Pokemon today and we got to a new place. That's enough for me. Yes. Whew. I talked a lot about nothing. That was all just for me processing stuff in my brain. I did some voices. We beat some people. We got some free soda. What more do you need? Well, at least right now what I need is something I forgot to do last time. Oh gosh, she's running away from... Is she scared of Pikachu? Wipe over to here because I forgot about something we do in this when we finish up. So it's been good. We had a good time here. Let me turn the music back on. But now, when we leave... Are you leaving? Well, thanks for your help. Ask you a question? Tomorrow's August 11th. What kind of Pokemon should I bring? Oh, white Pokemon? Actually, wait, Gen 4, what would that be? Actually, I don't know. Did Gen 4 have the... No, I think Gen 5 was Vanilla Ice. I know, just a Pokemon. Can you tell what it is? Oh, it's Snover or whatever. That's fun. I bet you can't wait to see the Pokemon I bring here tomorrow. Bye! And there we go. I was thinking last time about the little show of what we get next time is fun. But, that's all. Sethany. That is all. Thanks for hanging out, folks, when he was there. It's always a pleasure to hang out and do stuff. And I wanted to stream just because I hadn't done it in a little bit, and it's nice. Also, if I didn't, I was always going to sit in a chair and watch Let's Plays on YouTube and play Kairosoft games all day. So I wanted like to make sure I did something up top before any of that happened. Like, it's not bad to rest. I'll probably do that for most of today, honestly. But, you know, this is exercising a muscle because this wipes me out sometimes just doing this. So it's good to keep on a regular rhythm of something just to get better at it. Well, I talked a lot of shit, didn't I? Nostalgia is a funky, weird thing. Um, yeah. I mean, I spent a lot of time thinking about what I want to be doing and how I want to present something. And so I just kind of shared those thoughts for a good 30 minutes. And it was very messy. A lot of topic jumping and just that's what my head is always doing. So thank goodness anything gets done over here. But anyways, I really gotta make this nicer screen. Um, you know what? I should drink some water. Thanks, Hidebot. Y'all have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Sunday. Do something nice for yourself. Do something kind. You know, enjoy it. It's important to do that. I'll be back at some point in the future with more of something. Not sure yet. Maybe more Dark Souls. Maybe I will just bite the bullet and do a randomizer of Ocarina of Time or something. I don't know. I want to finish stuff I'm doing, but also I want to do stuff I want to do. So if that's gonna be like free streams of a thing before I switch off to some other topic, well, that might just be how it goes. Anyways, thank you for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope stuff was kind of interesting to an extent for you at the very least. And I will see you again sometime in the future. Goodbye. Be kind to yourself. Do something nice.